What's going on YouTube? Pure TCG. We just got back. By the time you're seeing this, it was yesterday for the Fargo regional. I ended up going 7-0. Went undefeated at the regional itself. Ended up getting deck box, play mats, and that first place finish, which feels so good. Real quick, as you probably can tell, I played Pure Melodious. As the title would indicate, but just real quick shout outs, super shout out to my playtesting partner, people who helped me theorize the deck. His name's Steve Rydell. He is insane with this, and basically all the different sideboard patterns, everything like that, he helped me test so much, as well as the buddies who rode up there with me, Scott and Eric. And then as well as Nate for helping lend out. He lent me some thrusts for this tournament, which came in clutch. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into this deck profile. I'll kind of explain a little bit more, but yeah, just can't thank Steve enough for kind of helping me through all of the sideboarding lines, because this deck is not very intuitive for sideboarding, because it's just hand traps and engines, and you kind of figure out some way to fit in all the cards you want to put in for each matchup. So we got 3 refrain, 1 card starter. Card's really good. Couplet. This card was glued to my hand, which was nice because people were kind of focusing on stopping the refrain. Card's so strong. If you know the deck, you know how essential and how broken those cards are. Played 2 Songstress, Soprano. Card's insane. Soft once per turn for fusion. Hard once per turn for just adding back from the graveyard. You got the 1 brick in the engine, Chopina. Only drew this card once, which was really nice. And only, you'll see I'm playing Desires. I only banished it once. I would try and go through the line to get rid of this out of the deck first, because it's pretty vital for keeping your hand stacked. But card's really strong. 1 Aria. Card is a house. All day people had to pick up and read this card, and trying to play around this, and then plus even the small unassuming boards where you just have the DD Crow and the Flowering or Etol. It's just insane. We got extenders. We got 2 of the Sunita. And then I'm playing the 1 cannon, because I'm, later on you'll see, I'm playing the Babushka to end up going into that line for the IP Babushka boards. Didn't really come up, maybe Babushka maybe once, but we'll get into that when we get into the extra deck. So these were good. Definitely didn't miss having the 3rd one of this over that. Didn't really come up. That's it for the monster engine. Hand traps, 3 Ash, 3 of the best hand trap in this deck. Orange Light. Card is crazy. One of the matchups I had was Voiceless, and then ended up hand trapping him a bunch on his turn. On my turn, he was able with the trap to set up the Skull Guardian low, and then I top decked evenly, and then just went battle still evenly, and then he tried to negate, and I just Orange Light, and that was just the game from there. 3 Veiler, and then we were on 3 Mourner. Last minute, this was 2-2 and then 2 Ogre. Ogre just felt so underwhelming when I was playtesting with it. There was a lot of decks where it wasn't great against, and it kind of felt mid when you hit. And then it wasn't that great against Tenpai either. You hit the field spell, otherwise it's not really doing very much, because they can just double chain through it. Where Mourner all day was insane. Just having Mourner plus Veiler, or a combination of any hand trap plus Mourner. And the burn definitely does add up, because if you go second and you burn them for a little bit, you can kill through a couple hand traps, where the deck does struggle to put up 8k consistently through like a semi board. Lastly, for the hand traps, 3 Imperm, strongest hand trap there is. Doesn't play into talents, thrust, any of that stuff. Getting into the spells, cards busted. I saw this a lot more than the Asinato. Both these cards are insane. Yeah, so definitely drew this a bunch more than this one, but resolving this is just insane. A lot of times you'll see, I saw like 2. So like start out with the ostinato, gets ash, go for the first movement. I always started with ostinato. There's a debate on if you want to try and play into ash. You just want to do this first always. Especially if you're new to the deck, you might think try and bait with the first movement. But it's hard to clear your field effectively with getting value to then resolve the ostinato, so you might as well just start with the most powerful one and try and get it to go through. This is still just full combo if you see that. If either one of them resolves, you just win the game. I am, like I was saying earlier, I am on the Desires version because I wanted to draw more. I wanted the 2 Concerto that I was playing. I wanted these to be able to go back and draw, so I wanted to draw at least 3 cards. And then if I sided in Thrust and grabbed Talents and my hand was kind of mid, I wanted to, through another hand trap, grab the 1 Talents in the main board and draw some more. So this was really good. I couldn't find room in the sideboard, so I ended up just maining the triple tactic Talents. So that way I had the Thrust target, and then it helped out with the side out ratios. So clean 40. Going into the extra deck here real quick. We got the 1 Link 2. Card is insane. Multiple times you can play through a bunch of hand traps and then end up going into this on your final push, and when you're kind of gassed out of hand traps at that point. And then this just gets you back into the game and sets up the full board. 1 Gravity Controller didn't come up. Was there, needed. This came up, I think, 2 or 3 times. Especially with the Talents, I would take something and then be able to link off into this. Or if I ended up going into the SP, being able to clear the SP off the board, so that way I could start resolving my the couplet. Sorry, just got back, super tired still, but this card was really good. Wouldn't change it. IP, I think I made it once today for the full board. I got hand trapped a bunch today, but I mean, the deck's really good at playing through hand traps, but then by the time you start playing into hand traps, it locks you. So, and then your 1 skill drain out. This came up once for I played against a Runic Stun player who sided in Grave of the Super Ancient Organism, and I was able to make this and then clear it. So that was cool. Played the 1 Link, or the 1 XYZ, which is Babushka. Made that once or twice when I would get debarriered. MVP of the day, definitely this card right here. Baka is insane. Custom card. 2 Shiberta. Great end-board piece. 2 Etol. Multiple people had to pick this card up and read it. As soon as they picked this card up and read it, I knew I was pretty much going to win that game because they weren't going to know how to play around it properly. And even then, they would pick it up, read it, and forget about the secondary effect for when it leaves the field. So then when it leaves the field, you just go ahead and grab a Baka and then set up a full board underneath afterwards, which is crazy. And then I played the 1 Bloom. This was just there for Tenpai. Didn't come up. The one time it did come up, they killed the E-Toil. I brought out the Bloom, but they left the Aria on field, and they just switched everything to attack and then killed me through the Aria, so didn't even matter at that point. Side deck, Tam, because time. You got 3 Cosmic Cyclones, probably the best spell and trap destruction, especially when you're not on Droplet. You need to have an answer for Centurion if you do end up going up against it. 2 Thrusts, card was cracked all day. Multiple times they would hand trap me to Oblivion, and I could either go get more engine, or if I could still set up a board, this would just go grab like a D-barrier or something for like the end board piece. 3 Evenly, card was really strong today. I can't believe I considered not playing this, but nobody ends on like hard negates anymore, and then you just go, except for Voiceless, and even then you have the orange lights, and you can just go battle phase, and then they just start scrambling. Like you can make them waste so many interactions, and then just choose to not even use the Evenly at that point, and just play normally, and then just kill them through their board. 2D barrier. With the thrust, I figured 2 was fine. And then with the other card I was playing, I didn't think I needed the full 3 package. And I wanted to find room for 2 thrusts, so some concessions did have to be made. 3 Power Stink Stone. Testing card was crazy. Card won me so many games in testing. Didn't see it once at the regional where it mattered. Lastly, Rivalry. Also did not see it, unfortunately. Yeah, that's the deck profile. So strong. My matchups were round 1 and 2 were against Tenpai. Both of those matches I lost the first game and ended up winning game 2 and 3. Then we had, let's see, we had Runic Stun, which was actually a pretty tough matchup. You saw Tikaboo game 1, which ended up winning it, and then game 2, I ended up being able to out it with an SP in a really awkward way. And then I played against Voiceless Voice. That matchup I 2-0'd. We, let's see, what were the other matchups? I know one of them was Fire King FTK Volcanic something. Volcanic Fire King FTK. I was able to hand trap him to Oblivion. We had Pure Snake Eye. That one was interesting. Ended up going into time and I was up on life. And then last round, I played against the new Unchained Fiend variant that's running around. And I mean, we just kind of hand trapped each other back and forth. And I mean, as soon as you set up Arya against them, they just can't play anymore. So the deck's super strong. Definitely think that Asinato is definitely going to get banned at some point. So play it while you can. Otherwise, if you have any other questions, leave them down below. I'll go ahead and try and answer it as much as possible. If you guys want to see some maybe test hands or something like that, I can definitely do it. I mean, the lines are pretty similar. Everything's out there. Just watch some YouTube videos and you'll figure it out. Otherwise, just get your hands on the deck and start playing it. One thing to note, always make this on summon number 5. Just plays around nib, and people will try and nib you and try and get most value, and you'll just banish the whole board and they'll be confused. So, all right, you guys have a great day. Peace.